Donald Trump is a supervillain. There's no bones about it. Hey everyone, my name's Christian and I have a lot to say about many things. I want to talk about, well, exactly what I said. Donald Trump, the current president of the United States of America, is a supervillain. Recently, there has been this ongoing war between America, technically America and Iran, but really uh, America and Israel attacking Iran and other countries in the Middle East because we're very much just doing Israel's bidding at this point. So that's great. But while it's been escalating and we've been seeing people start to wake up because of largely a lot of selfish and very stupid reasons, like gas prices have gone up. No duh. Is that really what it took you to finally like fucking wake up and realize this shit that's been going on? But I'm glad these people are coming around regardless. There has been this concern ever since the 50s of nuclear Armageddon. It used to be a common thing when I grew up. When I was growing up in the 2000s, there was this big fear on school shootings, a fear that is unfortunately not unfounded. However, one that the way that they taught us to react to it obviously wouldn't fucking save anybody. And yet, the what did they call it? School invasion, school lockdown drills were very similar to how people in the 50s were taught to handle nuclear Armageddon, which was really hide under your desk and hope that it goes away, hope that you survive. Not exactly a you know feasible strategy to survive, if you will. But I say all this as a lead up to the fact that yesterday, at the time of recording, today is April 8th as I record this, yesterday, April 7th, 2026, Donald Trump had put out this statement on his Truth Social. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. When I first heard about this and read this statement on his Truth Social, I was astounded. In my opinion, the insurrection attempt on Jan 6, 2021 should have been the moment where he was arrested and locked away for the rest of his life. This is not even a close second. This might even be worse. Okay, I guess it is a close second. Because I want you to think about the implications of this statement and what it says. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. In what world is this the talk? The way that a reasonable, good person speaks? Now, America has been the bad guy to many different countries for many different reasons, especially just the global south in general, but especially Latin America, for example. But there's always been a level of decorum. There's always been a level, even when we went and fought in Iraq. You know, there was the whole message of, oh, they'll welcome us as liberators and stuff like that, right? All this stuff to justify sending troops over to die in a forever war that they didn't need to be in the first place. And here we have just a supervillain speech. This is the way that a villain, you can pick any type of media, movies, video games, TV shows, comics, regular books, whatever. This is a supervillain speech. You know, Trump has been many times compared to Nazis, compared to Hitler, compared to um, compared to Putin, compared, maybe some have even compared him to Stalin. You know, all kind of different things he's been compared to. But he is very much kind of a stupid mob boss in a lot of ways. And in this instance, he's a supervillain. So, like I said, in my opinion, Jan 6 should have been when he was locked up originally. And this, he definitely should not be president anymore. And I, like many of you, waited with horror throughout the rest of the day with the understanding that A, an entire civilization could be wiped from the planet. And B, if nuclear weapons were involved, especially, possibly the start of World War III. And yet, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, the deadline to meet the negotiations rolled around, and we had this follow-up post from Trump. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will, I'm sorry, he wouldn't say Iran, and Iran, that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now when Israel and Iran have worn down and completed their in progress final missions. Oh, okay. I was a little confused on the grammar of that for a minute. For 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start. Wait, what? Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12. He's obsessed with these fucking 8-day wars, 12-day war. What? Oh my god. 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I will like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is like he's saying. It's as if he's saying, like, this is what I wanted to go down as in the history books. Fucking, oh, narcissistic, fucking maniacal megalomaniac. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East. But it didn't and never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America. And God bless the world. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. So, if you follow any news that is not just Western propaganda, you would know that we are getting our asses handed to us, as we deserve to, and we are feeling the plight, the the negative effects, the consequences. That's what I'm looking for. We're feeling the consequences of the war, abroad and at home. I believe that Trump wants this war to end as much as they do. But the reality is, Iran doesn't, they seem content to continue. I mean, we were the aggressors. We are, like I said, we're the bad guys. America are the bad guys right now. It really sucks that we're in this situation, but we are. We're the bad guys all across the world right now. And in all honesty, it's not just because of Trump. Unfortunately, it's very much because of just kind of the systems that are in place, the do nothing Democrats. I mean, we have people, you know, kind of arguing for and invoking the 25th Amendment. Oh, he needs to be impeached. Oh, this, oh, that. Because, in my opinion, although he, while he's trying to save face, ultimately did not go through with the potential nuclear strike. We don't know exactly what he was going to do, what he was planning on doing, but he didn't go through with whatever attack on Iran that he was going to do. And although that's true, although he didn't go through with that attack, it's also true that this threat alone should be enough to take him out of office. Vance would be a better president at this point. It is absolutely insane to think that someone could make these kind of threats, threaten not just like, you know, like ongoing genocide, like what Israel's doing to, the Palestinians and things of that nature, and how they're even now continuing to attack Lebanon. Because, surprise, surprise, Israel already broke the ceasefire. What is this talk of a double-sided ceasefire? A ceasefire is a ceasefire, moron. A ceasefire means nobody keeps attacking. Like, that's what the point of a ceasefire is. That's what the point of a truce is. Not that a truce and ceasefire are the same thing, but that's besides the point. But of course, the war isn't over. It's still going on. It's just we're having like a 2-month reprieve. Or we were supposed to. It really is crazy with this administration, especially the second administration, where it's so much of the worst thing is going to happen and then nothing happens. Just constantly, over and over again. That is how this... That's how it is with this guy. It's crazy. And of course, you had many people arguing and saying that, oh, actually, like, we're winning, or, we won, or, whatever, or I talked to this one guy earlier today who was like, oh, he wasn't really going to do that. Really? You really think so? Do you really think that? The level of severity of all of this has been discussed, and I'm sure will be continued to be discussed by people like me and many more with larger followings than me. But I do want to take a moment to add some levity to this, not in regards to the situation in and of itself, but it'd say Trump is a supervillain. As I said, he's often compared to, Hitler, Putin. He's called many things. But I think the person that he actually fits the most is Dr. Eggman from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. There is an incredible video. I saw this years ago, and I thought of going over it for years. Never did. By Gamer Guide Aces. Gamer Guide 7 Aces? I think they just go by Gamer Guide Aces. I haven't seen this in a long time, and this was originally released in 2016 before Well, in Trump's first term. This isn't even taking into account how ridiculous everything is now. But off the top of my head, let's talk about a few things that are similar. Completely egotistical, fat. Trump has a toupee, and according to Omo Chow in Sonic Adventure 2, Eggman's mustache is fake. Trump wants to destroy civilizations and build a parking lot or some gaudy Trump Tower kind of bullshit in its place, and Eggman Land wants to destroy things and build Eggman Land in its place. Robotnik Land, depending on the translation. And the list could go on. But let's get into this video here.
A pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana. I am Dr. Eggman.
Dr. Eggman is one of the most persistent, craziest, and diabolical villains in video game history. Formerly known as Dr. Ivo Robotnik, or
Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
He is Sonic's arch nemesis throughout the series, and with a recorded IQ of 300,
I will say I do really want to just like bob to the music because it's so good. It's called EGGMAN. It was his theme, Eggman's theme in Sonic Adventure 2, and I think it was used since then. But it's such a good theme.
He is one of the most intelligent beings on the planet Earth.
Oh, that's one of the big things, of course. While Eggman is like kind of goofy and dumb, Trump's like actually dumb. He's like sundowning, and his IQ is definitely nowhere near 300. But yeah.
As proven by his mastering robotics. While he could be anything,
I will warn you in advance, all of the differences that they have between each other are things where Eggman is actually better than him.
Dr. Eggman has set his sights on the highest prize of them all, world domination. Dreaming of the day he will be able to erect Eggman Land, Eggman tries to accomplish this several times. Though his plans are...
Hang on, I forgot to put subtitles on. What the fuck happened to these subtitles? Is it because I have dark mode on? Are we doing some bullshit? Hold up. What the fuck? I don't understand why 100 is not the... Hold up. Background opacity? I would say... Then... What? Why is the... Oh. Wait, what the... Okay, that's not what I want. That's not what I... Hang on a minute. You probably can't even see what I'm doing here. I'm adjusting the subtitles. I might edit this out, or I might just say fuck it and keep it. Oh, it's already white. I think it's because I have dark mode on. Hang on. No, that didn't change anything, did it? The fuck? Oh. Maybe it did? Let me see what it looks like in the preview thing. Alright, fuck it, we're just gonna go with it.
Foiled time and again by Sonic the Hedgehog. Although he wants to rule the world, his desires are not for total destruction, but instead to have the world focus on him and his image. The desire for recognition is not necessarily evil, but the ways he has gone about it can only be interpreted as an incurable mental illness known as narcissistic personality disorder. NPD is a mental disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. But behind this mask of ultra-confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. With a disorder that's found more commonly in men, it's pretty self-explanatory that Eggman suffers from this. In fact, this should come as no surprise that Dr. Eggman has NPD. Luckily, that's not what this video is going to be about. The big question of the day is there a real Dr. Eggman living among us? The answer is yes, because Dr. Eggman's determination for destruction is only matched by none other than the infamous Donald Trump. Oh boy, this is going to be controversial.
Wait, what's
Yes,
that iPhone
Donald
thing?
Trump.
Danger, this is the real. I mean, true.
Oh boy, this is going to be controversial. Welcome to Sonic Theory, the show where I ruin your childhood, one Sonic character at a time.
Jesus.
Now, I'm guessing many of you are saying,
There are so many.
welcome to Sonic Theory, the show where I ruin your
There are so many like easily lines and images from this show to take out of context like that. It's crazy.
childhood.
That's from the original. Well, us Sonic fans call it AOSTH, stands for Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It was a very like Looney Tunes-esque kind of Sonic show. Not my cup of tea, but yeah.
Sonic character at a time. Now, I'm guessing many of you are saying, okay, you've officially gone off the deep end, Gamer Guide. But what I'm saying isn't a joke. I'm serious. And I will explain many key points to support my theory on why Dr. Eggman and Donald Trump are one and the same. According to a number of top US psychologists, like Harvard professor and researcher Howard Gardner, Donald Trump is a textbook narcissist. In fact, he fits the profile so well that clinical psychologist George Simon told Vanity Fair, he's so classic that I'm archiving video clips of him to use in workshops. This puts Trump in the same category as a number of infamous dictators like Muhammad.
Wait. Did they like?
He's so classic.
Okay, this is hilarious. So, all right, I have to point this out because this has always pissed me off, especially as somebody who like does like self tanning. Wait, I can just do this one, I think. Hold up. There's no shot. They did. This has always been weird to me. Why does he have this weird tan line like by his fucking sideburns? Okay, it's not as noticeable there actually. That's kind of like picking at straws. But hold up. This one is no. Yeah. This one. This is why is it so bad, man? What the fuck? You're this like incredibly powerful billionaire and shit. I get like a fucking gel thing that I put on every couple of days in the morning, and it like sets over the day for like $10 at like Walmart. You're like, what the fuck, bro? It's ridiculous. I don't know. It's always been funny to me. Anyway, I just think it's funny that they have that in this little cartoon here.
Classic that I'm archiving video clips of him to use in workshops. This puts Trump in the same category as a number of infamous dictators like Muammar Gaddafi, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Saddam Hussein. And although there are narcissists out there who entertain us, innovate, or create great art, when a narcissist is given immense power over people's lives, they can behave much differently.
The problem is this kind of meme is definitely a pro-Trump meme. I just know it. Whenever the people do like the red eyes thing, it's not like a warning this person is evil. It's like, whoa, this person's like super powerful and base. Remember like the dark brand and shit?
As the 2016 presidential election grows nearer, we must ask ourselves, if elected president would Donald
Oh my god, that's right. I was wrong. I read that wrong at first. He made this in March of 2016. He wasn't even in office yet, bro. Oh my god. This is all before he did anything. People tried to warn us.
Trump act on the behalf of the will of the people, or would he behave more like a dictator, like Dr. Eggman? Silencing any dissenting voices, perpetually refusing to compromise, and being oppressive to certain groups? To answer that, we should ask a little bit more about what makes a narcissist tick, and how they tend to behave when given free rein.
I've hired tens of thousands of people over my lifetime.
Many from other countries that are hiring Americans.
Let me talk.
First is an exaggerated sense of self-importance. A sense of one's own importance, a grandiose feeling that one is alone responsible for any achievement is a hallmark of the narcissist. Grandiosity is one of the central...
Yeah, but so here's the thing, right? People were tired of like the status quo in general. And it was so funny to me because people always did this thing where they were like, oh, he's boorish and he's this and he's... Yeah, those are the things people like about him. Like, people liked that he was rude and brash and didn't give a fuck about, like, decorum and shit like that. That's what I hate how, like, fucking liberals still will do this shit where it's like, oh, I can't believe he said that. I can't believe this. I can't believe... It's like, dude, his base does not support him in spite of these things. They support him because of these things. Granted, thankfully, his approval is dropping, but still. All right, on with the video.
Tenets of a narcissistic personality. Narcissists tend to take credit for everything, as if no one else contributed to the end product. Witness Trump's declaration that when people see the beautiful marble in Trump Tower...
To be fair, this is like every billionaire. They do the, oh, I'm a self-made man. When it's one of my favorite things is Trump is like, I got a small loan of $1 million from my father. Like, okay.
They usually have no idea what I went through personally to achieve the
When people see the beautiful marble in Trump Tower, they excuse me. When people see the beautiful marble in Trump Tower, they usually have no idea what I went through personally to achieve the end result. No one cares about the blood, sweat, and tears that art or beauty require. There is a level of truth to this. Nobody really cares about like how you got to where you are until you are where you are and you can speak on that journey. Like no one really cares about like the process until you've made it, if that makes sense. So there's a level of truth to that, but I don't think that's really what he's getting at.
result. No one cares about the blood, sweat, and tears that art or beauty require. There are many instances in the Sonic series where Dr. Eggman describes himself in a very self-important fashion too, exaggerating on his achievement and talents, and expects to be recognized as superior. In Sonic Adventure 1, he describes himself as the
I actually really like that this was before his presidency, because I'll be able to point out as well similarities between what he. I pointed them out with like Eggman Land and stuff. I think that's really the biggest one, but because he doesn't like write policies or anything. So Eggman's a he's a super. One of the big things though, that's very different and very important is like because of the tone of the Sonic franchise and Eggman being more kind of like a goofy like cartoon villain and stuff. The level of severity of like what he's doing, of course, is not recognized. When you look at the things he did in the games, like even in the first Sonic game, he's like kidnapping Sonic's buddies, Sonic's like fellow animal friends, and putting them into machines and forcing them to be his slaves. If you extrapolated that and was like, well, what if someone like did that to humans? Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, right? Fucked up if they did it to animals too, but like it's a really fucked up concept. And you get into like the 3D games with like Sonic Adventure, which is where this actually specifically from Sonic Adventure DX, but where he unleashes the water god Chaos. What's the word? Being a bit reductive here with to call him just the water god, but and Chaos starts like flooding everything and all this shit. Like the damage that would do is horrific, and then you get to like Sonic Unleashed. Oh, but here's a big similarity: Sonic Adventure 2. And if you're familiar with Sonic Adventure, like you saw the Sonic 3 movie, you might be aware of this as well. It's Sonic Adventure 3. Excuse me. We don't have a Sonic Adventure 3, as many fans like myself have cried about many times. Tear. But in Sonic Adventure 2, one of the best games in the franchise, Fight Me IRL, in Sonic Adventure 2, Eggman acquires use of the Eclipse Cannon, where he uses it to first fire at the moon on broadcast it on live TV all across the world, and demands to the President of the United States, basically give me control of the country and essentially the world. The Eggman Empire will rule the world, or I'm going to point this big weapon that you just saw me blow up half the moon with. I'm going to point it directly at you. You have 24 hours to give me your answer. Does that sound a little bit, just a little bit, teeny tiny little bit similar to something that just very recently happened? You can say, "Oh, Christian, that's ridiculous. He wasn't. It wasn't. Trump didn't shoot the moon. He didn't point a gun at Well, he is the president. He didn't point a gun at I don't know, some other world. It really didn't. Not literally, but he did say, "Hey, I have this big weapon that I can use on you if you don't agree to my demands in 24 hours." Or in 8 hours in Trump's case. Or by 8 p.m. Eastern time, whatever. 12 hours. Yeah, he's worse. And he's real, so that makes it even worse. A big similarity, though, that they have is the level of severity and the horrible things that he does. He's not really taken seriously, just like it's not really taken seriously with the Sonic franchise. Now, in the Sonic franchise, there's constantly Sonic and all these guys there to stop him. no one is really being that for Trump. Mainly because he's a real person and we can't just go fight him like heroes would a supervillain. But yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Greatest scientist genius in the world. Now, how many presidential runs does it take for the process to be defined as a preoccupation rather than an occupation? I'd leave it at that, except for the existence of this little gem. My fingers are
That is true. He did run for president multiple times. Yeah.
long and beautiful as it has been well documented are various other parts of my body.
What the fuck? What was that?
Except for
quote?
the existence of this little gem. My fingers are
Fingers are long. Oh my! Because people made the quote about his hands. Yeah.
long and beautiful as it has been well documented are various other parts of my body. He thinks
Didn't Stormy Daniels on Stephen Colbert's show say that he had like a really small dick, which is like no body shaming, right? Like you got what you got, but like him trying to be this big, powerful. Oh yeah, everything about me is huge, as he would say, right? Yeah.
he's not only all powerful but all beautiful too. Dr. Eggman's preoccupation is a bit more toned down to success.
He made fucking Eggman's mustache blonde. Oh, to be more like Trump. And he made whatever this is orange-ish. Okay.
Success and power rather than his looks. He constantly dreams of building Eggman Land, and in Sonic Unleashed, when he finally achieves this, he glows excessively about it.
Ugh, he's enjoying this way too much.
Yeah, and to be clear, like, so the way Eggman Land finally got built in Sonic Unleashed is he used another cannon similar to the Eclipse cannon, but he used a cannon to fire into the earth and release this being known as Dark Gaia, who in the process separated all of the, well, not really in the process, like as Chip/Light Gaia explains later, Dark Gaia has been breaking apart the planet and he puts it all back together. It's a whole we're not getting into the lore right now. But he made the planet split apart. And in real life, oh my god, the environmental damage that would do, the economic damage, the everything damage that would do would be catastrophic. But again, it's treated with a level of sincerity. It's oh my god, we got to put the planet back together. But it's also like when Tails and Chip tell Sonic about like how they need to restore the planet continents by going to the different continents and putting Chaos Emeralds in this little like pedestal it sits in to. Anyway, Sonic's response is a planet-sized jigsaw puzzle. Sounds like a great excuse to see the world. And it's like, dude, fucking in real life, if someone was like, oh, hey, this sounds like a great excuse for a vacation, it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like I said, not treated with the level of severity that it deserves.
To narcissists, the little people or anyone beneath them, which is mostly everyone.
Oh, but what I wanted to say is, so like to build like Eggman Land and stuff, bro had to like displace an entire continent. Now, I think technically Eggman Land is like in the place of, it's in the Sonic world, it's like, I think it's actually pretty close to Empire City, which is the stand-in for America. Fitting. But it's in this area where there's like no one around. But I would imagine he displaced people. Displaced is a nice word, so he could build Eggman Land.
Don't matter. Trump's lambasting of Rosie O'Donnell is a good case in point. Rosie O'Donnell called me a snake oil salesman. And coming from Rosie, that's pretty low because when you look at her, when you see the mind is weak. I don't see it. I don't get it. I never understood. How did she even get on television? Clearly, Rosie lacks the power to understand the dazzling intellect that is Donald Trump. Trump needs someone of equal status to appreciate his immensity. But it can't be Larry King because, as he told King...
Do you mind if I sit back a little bit because your breath is very bad?
I have to... Trump speaks a lot faster than Gamer Guide here, so...
It really is. Has this ever been told to you before? No. Huh? Okay, that won't bother.
Dr. Eggman...
Why? Okay, you know what Trump's doing here? Trump's doing this. It's the same kind of thing that guys do as an attempt to like. They call it negging. It's like a kind of sad way to like try to pick up girls or whatever, where they'll like. I don't know. Like you might have a girl who like she clearly put a lot of effort in her hair, and rather than complimenting her like on her hair and whatever, because they think women need to be knocked down a peg, they'll say like like I don't know. She'll be like I don't know, maybe they'll make a comment about her hair. I don't actually know. I've never negged, so I don't know really how it works. But I guess they'd be like like oh yeah, like I don't know whatever about your hair, and she'd be like oh yeah, like I spent hours on it. Oh, spent hours on that. All right, like maybe that kind of thing. Like they're like backhanded compliments, right? Um, Girls do it to each other all the time, where they'll be like, "I would never have the confidence to wear that dress," which is like, "You look terrible in it," and it's like, okay, like backhanded compliments like that. Maybe the dress one isn't. They something about dresses is similar, but I don't know, man. Backhanded compliments are I don't do them, so I'd know them if I saw them, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Anyway, moving on.
Also believes he is special and can only be understood by or should associate with other special.
Hey, it's Trump and Netanyahu. Oh God.
Or high status people. Thus far, he has only partnered up with Eggman Nega and his own version, Classic Eggman.
Got to be very careful how you say that, by the way. Eggman Nega, Nega. Got to be very careful how you say that. A lot of people will refuse to even say the name because they're afraid of. But it's his name, Anyway.
The only person that smart is me. Oh, you are too kind, my dear future self, and I was happy to help.
Both Eggman and Egg Trump also require excessive admiration from their inferiors, no matter the sincerity. As long as the praise comes frequently and at a high enough volume, Trump once said, all of the women on The Apprentice flirt with me, consciously or unconsciously. That's to be expected. Clearly.
How do you unconsciously flirt? We're just gonna keep going.
Admired wherever he may go, even when he's talking about himself.
Oh, he did the ice bucket challenge. Okay, this was like what This was 2016, wasn't it? I think, or 2015. I was in high school at the time, so it was either. I don't think it was 2014.
The third person, as in, love him or hate him, Trump is a man who is certain about what he wants and sets out to get it, no holds barred. Women find his power almost as much of a turn on as his money. Excuse me for the bad Trump voice. But as he puts it, nobody but a total masochist wants to be criticized. In every iteration of the Sonic series, Dr. Eggman constantly requires his henchmen and servants to praise him. From Scratch and Grounder from The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog to Orbot and Cubot from Sonic Boom, this man thrives on the ass kissing. Another quality the two egg faces share is a sense of entitlement. The world owes the narcissist everything. He in turn owes it nothing. I think Trump's attitude can be summed up with this approach to marriage. I wish I'd had a great marriage. See, my father was always very proud of me, but the one thing he got right was that he had a great marriage. He was married for 64 years. One of my ex-wives once said to me, "You have to work in a marriage." And I said, "That's the most ridiculous thing." Dr. Eggman.
Oh my God. I can't believe. Okay, so yes, you do need to work at really any kind of relationship, but it shouldn't be so much work that it like none of it comes natural to you at all. Like that's ridiculous. So I don't know. This is the problem with lives and stuff like that, right? It's like there's always like a nugget of truth, and there's always like there's a point where like okay, like yes, but like yeah. Anyway.
Is willing to sacrifice the environment for his pride, or to build something he thinks would be great and beneficial to society. From the many factories he builds to kidnapping an entire race of aliens just to fuel his interstellar amusement park, this scientist could outdo.
Oh yeah, I forgot. In Sonic Colors, he did a similar thing too in Sonic 1. As far as instead of kidnapping the Sonic's friends, he kidnapped the wisps became his friends. So, but he kidnapped a bunch of wisps, which were aliens from another planet, to do his shit. Oh, and then it was another building a theme park. It wasn't Eggman. Well, it wasn't Eggman. It was Eggman's Interstellar Amusement Park, I believe.
You on pride. Both characters lack empathy too. Narcissists don't sympathize with the feelings of others. Who are these others anyway? No one matters except for me. I won't recreate the Rosie rampage in full, but sentiments like, I'll sue her because it would be fun. I like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets. Capture the spirit.
Well, and you know what? I will say, funnily enough too, so another big thing, like, supervillains, including Eggman, like always do is like, they make everything about their archenemy. And how often do you hear Trump talking about Biden? Which Biden wasn't even, like, if anything, it's crazy that Biden was like his archenemy. That little thing that the guy just showed there with you see Eggman is Trump, Sonic is Obama, and Tails is excuse me, Tails is Biden. I'm like, this is because like Biden was president, and Obama was president, and Biden was vice president, his like sidekick, if you will, right? Which Tails very much was, especially in this era of Sonic that this picture. Anyway, he still is, depending on who you ask, but whatever. I think most people would probably consider him a sidekick, but I don't know, I like to think of them more as equals. Anyway, so the way that Trump constantly talks about Biden, and sometimes Obama, mainly Biden now, is the way that like Eggman constantly bitches about Sonic, or Skeletor about He-Man, or like fucking any supervillain. They have an archenemy, and they're fucking constantly bitching about them. Anyway.
I won't recreate the Rosie rampage in full, but sentiments like, I'll sue her because it would be fun. I like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets, capture the spirit. As for Eggman, even when he's trying to help Sonic, he's still quite apathetic. In Sonic Lost World, he suggested blowing up the Lost Hex just to defeat the Zeddy.
I think I know a way to cause the lost hex to implode using null gravity effects. We could destroy the Zeddy in one quick strike.
Oh, this was also before Sonic Forces, which was during Trump's first term. What can I say about that? I mean, he finally got his way and like took over everything, but the less said about Sonic Forces, the better. I'm not. It was a disappointment, and there's not really much to like analyze from it. But I will say, once again, if it happened in real life, it'd be fucking horrific.
And exterminate every living thing around them. Are you out of your mind?
I will say, Eggman's forces are red, Sonic's are blue. Good guys are blue, bad guys are red. Take that as you will. I'm just saying.
Could you be so heartless, Eggman? It's rare but not uncommon for a narcissist to envy someone else. Although both Dr. Eggman and Donald Trump do believe others to be envious of them, and both of them have a hard time taking criticism, even if it's constructive. They take it as a personal attack. We have all seen Trump unjustifiably lash out at a number of people with harsh and often extremely odd personal attacks. When he thought he had been treated unfairly by Fox News host and Republican debate moderator Megyn Kelly, he responded by calling her a bimbo, and later saying that she had blood coming out.
Megyn Kelly? Man, this is such a blast from the past. Yeah, Megyn Kelly, like, now she's like a hard like Trump dick rider. She did the whole like no, she was defending Epstein, where she was, oh my god. Okay, so for those that don't know, during the whole like Epstein thing, when it first came out, she tried saying, well, Epstein wasn't, she tried doing the whole like oh, it's not pedophilia, it's ephebophilia. And she was like, Epstein wasn't into like, he wasn't, it wasn't like a 6-year-old or something, it was a 15. That's barely legal. Which, you fucking dumbass, that's not even what barely legal means. Barely legal is a term that comes from the porn industry, which, while I support sex work and have, nothing wrong with, porn or anything like that, the term barely legal and how they do a lot of that barely legal stuff is really fucking gross. But it comes from that, and it means barely legal, just 18. It does not mean 15. Fucking idiot.
Out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
In response to the strange misogynistic comments, Kelly said that she may have overestimated his anger management skills. Dr. Eggman constantly gets angry when characters like Sonic and even his own past.
But see, okay, this is the thing, right?
Kelly said that she may have overestimated his anger management skills. Dr. Eggman constantly gets angry
No. Where is it?
And later saying that she had
Blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
Yeah, blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
He responded by calling her
people,
bimbo, and later.
So people would take quotes like this. The mainstream news would take quotes like this, or they would take like his thing where he made fun of like the physically disabled reporter or whatever it was, right? All these different things, and they would be, oh, he's misogynistic, he's ableist, he's this, he's da 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 da. I have talked to people that have outright told me they voted for him because he is a bully. They didn't say because he's a bully, but, well, I couldn't say gay anymore, you couldn't say the F slur anymore, couldn't call people retard anymore. So your politics hinge on who makes it socially acceptable for me to bully others? Really? That's your worldview? Those are your pressing issues? Ridiculous. Absolutely insane. And this is the thing that they didn't understand back then. I would argue even Gamer Guide might not have understood when he made this video. People did not vote for Trump in spite of these things. They voted for him because of the racism, because of the misogyny, because of the ableism. They voted for him because they gave him the social credence, if you will, to say the horrific things that they wanted to, that they believed were socially taboo.
Out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
In response to the strange misogynistic comments, Kelly said that she may have overestimated his anger management skills. Dr. Eggman constantly gets angry when characters like Sonic and even his own past self, Classic Eggman, criticizes and questions his methods and why he never wins. Instead of learning from his mistakes, he just takes them as personal attacks on his ego. Last but definitely not least, both egomaniacs show arrogant, haughty, patronizing, or contemptuous behaviors or attitudes. Other people don't matter. They can be treated like nothing because who are we kidding? Nothing is the closest description of what they are. We see Donald Trump and Dr. Eggman treat others like crap several times. Whether it's
Oh my god. The whole Mexican thing, and of course now we have ICE doing all their insanity, which is just it's insane. It's crazy.
their friends, enemies, or people that work for them. While a narcissistic personality might be one of the traits that allow Trump to be such a successful businessman and reality TV star, and allow Dr. Eggman to be such a beloved and iconic villain, it is also the trait that makes them both potentially dangerous as political leaders. The position of President of the United States of America is one that requires great empathy, a certain amount of humility, the ability to preserve relationships, and a willingness to establish new ones. These are all qualities that narcissists like Eggman and Ike Trump lacks, and that is simply dangerous. Do we really want to put all Americans, and even the entire world, at great risk by giving a narcissist a nuclear code?
And that shit, yeah, exactly, right? And this is what almost happened last night. Terrifying.
Donald Trump is very much like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and the presidency is his one ring to rule them all, or even like the Chaos Emeralds in the Sonic universe, and how Eggman wants to possess them in order to rule the world. In this case, we do not have the option of destroying the ring or capturing the Chaos Emeralds. The best we can strive for is keeping them out of the possession of those who cannot resist abusing its power.
Is he comparing the Chaos Emeralds to the nuclear codes? Okay, and that's pretty much the end of like that actual episode. Everything else is like about other projects he's working on. Great video. Highly recommend watching the full thing. Wow. Let's see some of these comments. So first of all, the top comment, right? The pinned comment. Good news. Biden is the next president. Goodbye, Trump. This was 5 years ago. Update. LOL. SMH. Because, you know, now we got Trump back in. This video aged unfortunately well. 319 and 1033, disturbingly on point for our time. This was 9 months ago. What do we have here?
People, or would he behave more like a dictator?
Oh, I mean, yeah. And then 1033.
We do not have the option of destroying the
Oh, yeah. The nuclear stuff, yeah. I mean, he did say he wanted to like launch nukes at a hurricane in his first term as well. He's a fucking idiot. Bro, the fact that the comments are actually taking this seriously is hilarious to me. I mean, okay, but this is the problem, dude. It is serious. It's not like the big difference between Trump and Eggman is that, oh yeah, Eggman was also a feminist. Oh yeah, so yeah, the biggest difference between Trump and Eggman. I don't think Eggman's a pedophile, nor is he, and he's also actually has a really good relationship with his daughter, being that of Sage in Sonic Frontiers most recently. I say that was like 2017, wasn't it? No. 2017 was Sonic Forces. 23 or 24. I used to be really good at like knowing all the Sonic games the year they came out, like off the dome. Forces, not Forces. Frontiers. That was 20. I think the end of 23. Wasn't 24. I don't think. Rather have Eggman as president than Trump, yeah. Eggman is hot. Anyone coming from Ellis Mark? Oh, did Ellis Mark talk about this? What did Ellis Mark do about this?
And some of them are so plausible, they can actually blow.
Oh, cartoon theories are dumb. Did he, Oh. He's right, by the way, but this is a funny and disturbing. Much as I hate Trump, I feel like this comparison is kind of reaching. Things you listed are just general and narcissistic. No, that's true, but like, I think the things that I pointed out are unfortunately even more accurate. Bro, I made my grandma good pussies. He was not happy. I love the connection to Trump. Great parallels, but made no case for Democrats being the good guys. What? Yeah, I didn't want to take sides and make this more political than it already was. LOL, the point was just to compare. I mean, okay, this like this is over. The idea of being apolitical, like that's just not a thing anymore. When teamed up, 2000. He's one of my favorite characters. Okay, let's see what the top comments are. Goodbye, America. Hello, Eggman Empire. Yeah. So you're saying our country may very soon become Eggman land? Great. Yeah. Eggman has the money for his Robux because of his small loan of $1 million. Exactly. How dare you fucking Eggman. How dare you compare me to that dim-witted excuse for a real-life cartoon villain? I think I saw someone else that said like he sounds like him too, and I mean they do have similar voices. Did you know that the president's hair is fake? It's referencing what I was talking about the Omo Chow in Sonic Adventure 2. Funny thing is, Dr. Eggman actually he did become president in Sonic X. That's true, and he immediately used it as a way to grift. Oh my god, even that's like Eggman. Okay, so in Sonic X, after the adaptation arc of Sonic Adventure 2, the moon was like half destroyed, which Sonic X was the only thing that ever like properly addressed this. None of the games, nothing else ever like addressed this fact. But so the moon was half destroyed. He had these robots go up to the moon and like repair it with this like mechanical half of the moon kind of thing. So now the moon is like full again, right? Because of course the moon doesn't actually change shape. It's just the way the sun's hitting it. So but Sonic realizes, okay, something's fishy about that moon. And what it starts to do is it moves and it blocks the sun, causing like a permanent solar eclipse for a while. And what happens with this is it causes everything, like the planet, to start to get really, really cold. But what Eggman does as a way to like circumvent this, if you will, is he designs these basically lamps, these heat lamps that everyone can get, and they have to pay him for them. So he literally used his power as being president to create another problem and grift off of it. The parallels do not end. This guy didn't do too good of a job with the parallels, but he's not like super. Look, I'm a huge Sonic fan, and I'm like politically like interested in shit, so I just I know about the shit more than him. It's okay. It's we got the best of both worlds coming together. Yeah. So that was a fun video. I wanted to play that video to add some levity to this conversation, because the reality is what happened last night had myself and many other people absolutely terrified. I was really worried that we were going to see the end of an entire civilization. And there's nothing funny about that. There's nothing to joke about. There's nothing like, we live in very dire times. And I wanted to, take this moment to, like I said, add some levity, have some fun. But the truth of the matter is, we do have a why can't I fucking get that word right? Maniacal megalomaniac. That's it. We have a maniacal megalomaniac who is sundowning and who is just like so far off the fucking deep end, guiding the free world. And we are so beyond fucked. It comes to a point where, especially when you can't like directly do anything about it, all you can do to cope is like laugh. Humor is a huge coping mechanism. But yeah, I do think that it one of the things that really concerned me and that I thought about with all this was, if this happens, there are people that are still defending the guy. I'd have to cut ties with those people. I live in Florida, so I don't have a choice. A lot of the people around me that are my friends and or family or what have you are conservative. Don't really have a choice in that matter. But or in my experience, it's been either conservatives or woke schools. You don't really get conservatives or woke school liberals, and I can't decide which is worse. I hate them both, but you know, like I have a friend. I've mentioned him before. It's not Jordan from the podcast or anything, um, but another friend that I've mentioned before, where he called me last night and he jokingly said that well, Trump's not. I don't like Trump anymore. And for a minute, I almost thought like, okay, are you like coming around on stuff? And he's like, he said he was gonna get rid of Iran, and it's still here. And I'm like, you don't actually want that, right? Like, and of course he ends he backs off, and he's like, no, I don't actually. But it's just really terrifying to think that there are people that we know who are so bought into this cult that will defend, because like I said, there were people that I've talked to today who were like, oh, he wouldn't have actually done that. But what if he did? What would those people have been saying if he did? Of course, since he didn't, people on the right are acting like it's a win for them, you know. But what if he did? How would they have reacted? It was a very sobering thought. The reality that I have a full-time job. It's part of why I haven't been posting as much. It's been rough lately. I'll probably talk about that more in a later video or something. But I am trying to like get back to doing this again. It's been rough. It's been a rough like year and a half or so. But the idea that we could have an entire civilization wiped off the planet, World War III could potentially be started, and nukes are now on the table for everybody, and yet we all now have to go back to work and shit. Like it's just a normal day. It's just another day. Like nothing happened. That kind of shit really fucks me up. Really, we can have an entire, like in my opinion, when COVID happened, the world should have stopped. It didn't, but it should have. Of course, the capitalist machine doesn't care about these big shakeups. But I don't know. It's a very harrowing thought that I could have had to sit and work with people who were cheering on the destruction of an entire people. I can understand ignorance. I can understand apathy. I can understand selfishness and all those things. But for me, this would have been the breaking point. If you can watch a supervillain, destroy an entire country. I think you're just inhuman. I think you're just a bad person. And I think you have to acknowledge that you would have cheered on the Nazis. You would have cheered on any evil ruler or supervillain from any piece of fiction. You are the bad guys. You would be the bad guys. Now, let's be clear. As that person who pointed out in the comments as well, doesn't explain why the Democrats are the good guys. They're not. We're getting more like radical, left-leaning, left-wing people in the party. But the Democrats, as they currently, they're not. They're not the good guys. They've seeded the ground for this to occur in the first place. I do very much believe that if good people stand up, we can work to make the world a better place. I do still believe that in my heart, and I work to make that true as much as I can every day. It's a big part of why I do this. And we are up against stupid and evil, selfish odds. We are up against cartoon villains. I mean, when you look at the legislation and the things these people are making illegal, like, I mean, they're all cartoon villains. Well, what is it you did? Oh, I'm going to make it so that trans people can't use the bathroom that aligns with their gender. Really? That's your fucking, like, seriously? It's stupid shit. It's stupid, petty bullshit. But that's what these people care about. And, of course, further enriching the billionaires and all these huge companies and shit. Gotta do that. We, as much as I would like to be and look up to the character, I am not Sonic. I'm not Shadow. I am not Knuckles, Tails, Silver, any of them. None of us are any of the characters of the Sonic franchise or any other fictional franchise that fights cartoon supervillains. But we are dealing with a cartoon supervillain. And although we are not cartoon heroes, we can all rise to the occasion and still be heroes in our own way. The most important, biggest example of that is, of course, voting. And not just, in the general, but across the board. Staying active and informed, making your voice heard. And it doesn't have to all be the same thing. It doesn't have to be protesting or signing petitions or whatever. Whatever you do, whatever you're able to do. Maybe it's even just reaching someone. Maybe it's just talking to and empathizing with someone and saying, hey, I see where you're coming from. Let me explain it to you this way. Hey, I understand that you think, trans people are, weird and different. Let me explain to you, let's talk about that. Let's unpack that and think I can get you to understand that they're really not any different than the rest of us. Right? Immigrants. So many different things, right? So many different groups of people that, and that's a very privileged position. But are the heroes not privileged in some way? Those of us with the social and economic and such privileges to do the right thing owe it to both ourselves and to the rest of society to do the right thing. After all, as one of my other favorite fictional characters famously had told to him, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's what privilege ultimately is. But we cannot do it alone. We must come together and continue to fight the evil forces that are attacking us every day. I believe if we do come together, we fight against the encroaching tyranny, we will win. I believe we are already winning in many ways as we see popularity for actually left-wing Democrats continuing to rise and Trump and his ilk continuing to fall. But we cannot let up. We cannot stoop to their level and play by their rules. Well, as far as calling them out for what they are and stuff, sure, but obviously, no political violence or anything like that. We must fight the ballot box and with our words in every way that we can. Make our voices heard, use our freedoms, our privileges if we have them, to the benefit of everyone. Only then can we defeat this stupid fucking cartoon evil that's been plaguing us for so long. I believe we can do it. So just do your part, no matter how small you think that is. We all can, we all should, and it's the only way we'll win. As always, these are my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Follow me on social media for more. Links are in the description. Subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date. Leave a like if you like. And if not, I hope you find something to do like. Take care of each other out there, guys. Peace and love.